Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Kenshi Birth of a Hive, Episode 9. If you need to recap the rules or goals, here they are. And just a quick reminder, last we left off, we had been struggling to build the Hive Hut, and I wanted to thank Apathier, one of my patrons, for submitting a code fix to make the Hive Huts a little bit easier to build. If you're curious how I built this one, all I really had to do was save and load, and the new pathing was fine. And then also ZE for providing a fix that prevents freed prisoners from rejecting me. So, yes, thank you to you both. Then, of course, we left off also with an incoming... whoa, that is a very low-flying... Looks like an egret or a stork. I don't know what it is. It's Kenshi. It's not a bird that we're supposed to know what it is. So I have some other tips from you guys. So I got some comments saying that the screen is too dark at night. So I raised the gamma, but you're really only going to be able to see the effects of the raised gamma. I raised it by about 15% at night. We left off with the farm trader here, and I really should go back and buy some farm goods for him for research and to start my farms. That was a suggestion by Ron. Yes, the same Ron as our soldier here. So he's going to help carry some of these farm goods. And then, let's see, some other tips as well. I did bring up the game volume as well, just a tad. A smidgen, just so that it doesn't blare. But what I'm doing right now is I'm heading over to the farmer here. If I buy 2 of each starter crop, I should be able to do the research on said starter crop. So let's see. I'm going to buy 2 wheat straw, 2 cactus, 2 hemp, 2 cotton, even though we're really not going to be around cotton. And then that's it for Ron. Ron's going to go stand nobly by the... Oh, you know what? Let's continue to trade. Then Cookie, we'll need 10 wheat to start a wheat farm. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 cactus to start a cactus farm. But I'm going to buy more than that because we can also feed ourselves. So I'm going to fill her backpack up with cacti. And then we need 10 hemp to start a hemp farm. So I have 2 of 10. Yeah, that's a problem. 1, 2. I can sell this off. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. And then I also might want some building materials to store some stuff initially. Maybe iron plates as well. I have no idea how green... bought that stuff. He's not that close. So I'm just buying some generic goods now. And we should be all filled up. Yep. I'm going to sell off the leathers. So these guys here are not crossbow people, or hivers in this case. So I'm going to send them back and start to set up the base a little bit. Silvershade, Green, and Queen are going to head a little bit closer to the Canhead raid just so that I can see what's going on, because at the moment, this is about as far as my camera will pan. The game does not allow you to like look where beyond what you can normally see. So this raid is getting real smashed up. If we take a look here. Oh, this is actually Canhead himself. He just very quickly died to this iron spider. That's very fortuitous because all I have to do is draw this iron spider that only moves at 11 miles an hour away from Mighty Canhead and then abduct Mighty Canhead for the bounty, because there's a $20,000 bounty, which is almost twice as much money as I even have for Canhead's capture. And that sounds fantastic to me. Oh, poor Cookie. Super encumbered by all that farming good. So as you can see here, once the hive building is fully constructed, it works. We can go inside. It does look a little crispy. I don't know. It kind of looks like this is supposed to be cobwebs, but they're clearly not. So if I want to get my technology up, which I do believe will be a task dedicated for our queen, I'm going to put it right in the middle of the room. And what else can I do here? Eventually we'll have a lot of bedding, but I'm going to put a torch post next to the research bench. I'm going to put a few torch posts in here if I'm able. Seems to be a lot of meshing problems here. I don't know. Well, I might have to. We'll see how easy it is to construct stuff in these hive buildings. Because if it's really prohibitive, oh, the ground's level. What are you talking about? If it's really prohibitive, it might be something we have to scrap as an idea. Although that would sadden me greatly. Okay. Additionally, we need a... Let's see, what do I need? We really can't afford anything, so let's just get that research bench going. Alright, so Silvershade seems to be the best swimmer here. So he might be the one to abduct the mighty Canhead. I feel like I was just given a head on a silver plate. All these other, well, I guess this is proof. I have fought the Mighty Canhead raid before. They are pretty fierce to fight initially. You don't want to be facing them, like, as a newly spawned group. So the fact that these iron spiders are absolutely trashing them, I do find a little hilarious. So let's get a... Oh, wow. There are still 4 active spiders sitting here. Mighty Canhead is dying. If I don't get to him soon, he'll be dead. Not just dying. So we'll see what we can do. So it's a lot of money to leave on the table. So we have a research bench here. And we are able to research things like gear storage for free. It does not take... Normally, it takes research books. Some really high-tech stuff is going to take ancient research books. I don't know if I can find an example of that. And then some of the farming will take, like, 2 books and 2 straw, or 2 books and 2 cactus, so on and so forth. But I'm so low-tech that... Oh, there's the throne. That's an added thing into the mod. Now, none of these guys should be doing research. I think Queen alone will be our chief and only researcher. Okay, so Silvershade is being chased into the water. And then there's a war leader here that is swimming after us. So I'm not... Okay, so some of the cannibals have survived. Queen looks like the easiest one to get to Mighty Canhead. And she's going to quickly patch him up. Just because he was... He was soon to be expired. And then I think it's time to abscond with him to the relative safety of our hive with a partially patched up Mighty Canhead with a big old bounty on his head. Now, another thing I don't have researched yet is prisons. I have no idea how to imprison him, but being hive, we are plentiful and we can always dedicate someone to do that task for us. So it does appear to me... Okay, so the Western Hive traders made it out pretty much safe and sound. The Canhead raid is... I'd be surprised if any of them make it to us. Yeah. There is no upcoming events anymore. The Cannibal raid has been totally squashed by the Iron Spiders. Proof again that these Iron Spiders are not to be trifled with. They are super dangerous for low-level people such as myself. like, unbelievably super dangerous. And that's probably a good thing. I like the challenge. Oh, looks like Thorns can happily walk in and out of these hive buildings. That's good to know. One thing that you would notice is that, like, beak things, you know, the gutters, they are not able to enter hive buildings. So if you are near a hive and beak things are chasing you, if you ditch into one of the buildings, you'll be fine. So another thing that I might want to do over here is most of these spiders actually are fine. Scary enough. Like one of them's unconscious, or not unconscious, but damaged. But oh yeah, this one's damaged too. Yeah, these cannibals are patching themselves up over there, but yeah, they're not fully I guess what I'm trying to say is they didn't really do very much to the iron spiders. The vast majority of the spiders are unharmed. Alright, so let's put, whoa, let's yeet him into the air. Let's put him down. Oh, Cookie caught him. Good. Thank you, Cookie. So the reason why I have Cookie catching him is Cookie's already super encumbered. So I figured, why not add one more super to it? Another thing I should do is to get Cookie to start pacing around, honestly. It sounds weird, but it's strength training. Let's see. So we are currently researching gear storage and item storage. I can also research public sales, although I don't think anyone's coming out all this way to buy anything. And then I can research some storage boxes. These are all things I get for free. For absolutely free. Another thing I could do is have Queen don the trader backpack here. Have Cookie don the other backpack. And then load Queen up with this stuff here. So that everyone else minus a few guards can head on out. So all the other meats that I obtained, let's go and cook up. And these campfires can be semi-permanent. We don't really need to keep replacing them. Beeps. Okay. Yeah, we do need to set up some general storage because a lot of these guys have like some hemp or iron plates on them that we're going to want to free up. So the first thing I probably want to do is to head to some of the ruins that are nearby, carefully, mind you, and scour some of the broken down ruins. Any ruin that has a door to open is usually filled with stuff that can kill you early on in the game. But rooms that, let's get item storage first. Rooms that don't have, a door, you should be able to loot, without much hazard, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So Queen's science skill is ridiculously low, but her racial XP bonus means that she will level up fast. And as you can see, there is a significant, that green bar for next level is moving. So one thing I could definitely do is have Thorns just, like a good pup. Oh, another cannibal raid moving against my outpost? Alright, I mean, if you want to clear out the iron spiders for me, like, feel absolutely free. So at this point, I would say Ron is going to stay behind. We're just scouring around some ruins, so I don't think we need to send Muscle. And then I think the best people to guard the village right now are Silvershade and Green. Because anyone that wants to attack us has to swim. Anyone swimming is an easy target. Like, quite literally just about a fish in a barrel. And Silvershade and Green, I can set on hold. In fact, I can put them out here. And we'll just snipe really anything that's coming to our base. So now what I'm waiting for is to free up some inventory space. Or rather make a, oh, Canhead, yeah. Silvershade, let's patch him up too. make some item storage so I can put some of this stuff away. So I'm not encumbered, and that way I can haul more stuff from a ruins. So the cannibal raid that's coming in, I'm sort of curious if they're normal cannibals or if it's like the remnants of the Canhead raid. I think it's the remnants of the raid that already came. So Mr. Canhead, or Tinhead, really is what I should call him here, has a moon cleaver. It's pretty heavy. It's worth a whole lot. No, it's actually not that heavy. It's 4 kilograms. It's not. I mean, that's ridiculously heavy in terms of, like, real life, but in terms of Kenshi, that's not that heavy. 4 kilograms isn't a lot to curl, but for a sword, oh my goodness. Like the heaviest swords ever used against, like, cavalry, the Zweihanders, German Zweihanders, or however you pronounce it, were, like, maybe about that. Yeah, so we should definitely strip him. Here, Hella, you do it. Strip him of his gear, because Mighty Canhead, if you regained consciousness, would be, yeah, you just look like, you don't look like a Canhead anymore. Kind of reminds me of Rick and Morty when Summer's boyfriend, something or another, took his little Canhead off and he just had a little silly mustache. Very anticlimactic moment there. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, as I was saying, we wouldn't want him to regain consciousness and have his blade and his helmet. Having him be naked would be a lot more functional. Alright, so storage. We've got now storage for a metal chest, which cannot be placed many places. So let me just place it right next to the research bench. We'll see. What I'll try to do is troubleshoot why I can't place a lot of stuff, and we can figure that out. So everyone in our group here are engineers, and they all jump at the chance to construct a little metal chest. And this will free up. Now the stuff in here doesn't stack, so this isn't really the perfect storage. It's good storage for stuff like blades, but not so much for foodstuffs, for trade supplies. So with that in mind, let's see, storage for food store. So food store is more like edibles. Animal feeder, general boxes, general storage chest. I guess I can make just another general storage chest. This costs a building material. Okay, I guess I didn't... Am I out? I must be. So I'm going to have to make another metal chest. The only difference between the two is the material that goes into them, really. Alright. The hive accumulates junk. Gotta love it, right? So Ron's going to be guarding. That doesn't necessarily mean I want him encumbered by farm goods. So let's try to unencumber these guys as much as we can. We'll borrow. So Meat Pants is the one that's holding all the hemp. We found our Samwise, or our Pippin, I guess. Okay. So let's see. We will have Oboro, Hella, Meat Pants, Pillar, and Cookie go do some ruins looting. No, Cookie's gonna stay behind. She's still holding the mighty Canhead. And then Silvershade. Oh, Beep can go with them too. Green and Silvershade are going to stand watch. And we're going to have to figure out an easy way to make landfall without pissing off these iron spiders. So there's a high degree of danger every time we traverse this water. A bridge is something I'm absolutely considering. As long as it costs me something. I don't want a free bridge. So there's Mighty Canhead here. We can definitely trade for significant moolah to the UC. I'm not trade banned with them, so that part's good. As far as tech goes, let's queue up really everything that we can get without tech books, which I think I've already done. No, Beep's a good swimmer, is he? Now, there's probably a lot of, or not a lot, but some potential wealth over in the dead cannibals. Oh, someone's running my way. Some scrawny cannibals. Is this the remnant of the raid? Perhaps it is. Okay, so these are all inactive spiders. There's an active one here. So I might just draw them into active spiders. And... oh, no, they're going to be swimming. Cool. All right. Well, Green and Silvershade will enjoy picking you guys off. Now, this is the true decimation of the iron spiders. I would not have been able to contend with even maybe a third or a quarter of this force. But here they are. They're all patched up. Well, not all of them. Some of them patched up. The ones that were conscious patched the ones that were unconscious. A lot of them are dead or dying. I don't think most of them are getting back up, and when they do, these iron spiders are just going to camp them. Nothing like a spawn camping robot, right? So the slowest person out of this group is definitely Hella. So we're going to follow Hella. And then additionally, what I should do is add a new squad. Hella's... wow, my ability to type is sad. Alright, Hella, Beep, Pillar, Oboro, Meat Pants. And that way, I can just easily control these guys as they are separated out. Looks like there's still some iron spider. Who knew that the iron spiders would protect me this fiercely? This iron spider is going to be destroyed pretty soon. But that's just one less nasty spider in my area, right? So some of the nearby ruins that are up here this way definitely have research books and other building materials. And we'll be taking full advantage of that. Okay, those are active spiders. Now, a lot of you have told me that Leviathans... let's check back on Silvershade and Green. Yep, they're still swimming. A lot of you mentioned that Leviathans attack groups of greater than 3 or so. So that's good to know. Makeshift walls. I'm probably not going to ever make walls. Just to throw that out there. Because hivers don't use walls. Not normally. If you look at all the other hives, they don't really have walls. They just use their overwhelming numbers for defense. So I hope my gamma fix worked for you this past evening. I suppose it all depends on the brightness settings of individual screens that you watch on, right? I know one of my TVs has a terrible... it does black terribly. So on low contrast, like night scenes of movies, it's just a bit of a blur. Don't really know what's going on. So they look like tech hunters. I probably don't even need to click on them. They're either tech hunters or skeletons. Tech hunters. So storage boxes, farming is probably what I need to build. Wow, so many Garu. Cannibal raid has arrived. Alright. Thanks for announcing it. Oh, wow, they've arrived. Green and Silver Shade didn't do squat. But there's only 3 of them. And they're screaming meat before they're attacking me? You do realize it's insect meat. So not only am I not concerned about this, but at the moment these guys are just fertilizing my island as far as I'm concerned. Now, corpse disposal is something I'm going to need to research pretty soon, too. But there's enough muscle. Yeah, that Cookie can put him down for a while. There's enough muscle here that I'm not all that worried. They're not really going to be able to get through Thorns and Ron, Cookie, Silver Shade, and Green. Or Queen herself, actually. She's probably put down more enemies than really anyone else. She's kind of scary. It's a good kind of queen. Alright, so this could be a big thing nest. We gotta navigate around that. Now, the only problem with... I'm sort of fighting 2 fights at once. Now, the advantage of having them in separate squads is they will illuminate red and flash when in combat. So I have exactly that. It's flashing. Actually, you know what? Let's strength train Cookie. She's already super encumbered. Might as well give her a real heavy everything. Alright, Queen is just researching. She's not concerned about that raider. She's about as concerned as I am. Let's see. Over here, this nest should be right around here. It is bone dogs. It's wolves. As you can see, there's some remnant stuff. If it was beak things, you'd see eggs. The eggs are worth a lot, I think, because they're, like, massive. Imagine if a giraffe-sized mammal laid an egg. Probably feed a village with that thing. Alright, so 1 cannibal down. I think 2 to go, if memory serves. But you're a bad cannibal. And you get... Alright, 1 more cannibal just made it. I'm just having Ron, yeah, Ron's doesn't tolerate this tomfoolery. Where is Thorns going? That's the real question. He was probably scavenging or something. Yeah, Ron's cutting through these guys pretty quick. Silver Shade and Green, you did a real bad job of shooting incomers. I'm not going to have them on the island because people could circumnavigate the island, go around it or whatever. The AI usually doesn't think that way, but I'll set it up that way anyway. Ron did just look like he took a swipe at Cookie. I'd like to... Okay, Thorns, whatever your job is, you are now to bodyguard Ron. Thorns is like... drunkenly keeps returning back to somewhere, I don't know. Attack. You're an attack dog. Ron's getting a little bit beat up, but nothing I'm all that concerned about, because Queen can take these guys out probably by herself with a little bit of micromanagement. Playing limbs. Alright. So they'll stand guard here. Ish. Silver Shade will patch him up. Let's check back on Hella's Hollers. So we... Oh, again, another nest. You gotta make sure not to walk into a beak thing nest. We don't want to bury 5 friends. Not this quickly. If anyone's gonna die, they earn a glorious death, and not a death of neglect due to micromanagement. So Beep doesn't really exactly have room to haul stuff, but I could always ditch rotten meat for something worth picking up. So this is a fallen ruin. It's not going to have anything. I want to get close enough to discover it so I don't ever make the mistake of heading back here. If I go into the AI here, let's see. Share food is turned on. Good. And so is feed animals. Good, good. Okay, nothing's up that way. But I did see that it's a fallen tower. Some fallen towers you can enter. This one, the door seems to be buried. But even if you could enter, it doesn't necessarily mean it has stuff. Okay, Thorns playing at limbs or whatever is going to get himself annihilated. He's being currently chased by an iron spider, so I'm going to have to set him to hold. I told him to stay close to Ron, and that absolutely did not work. Silvershade is shooting... Oh. He's going to help Thorns right now, but Thorns can just crawl away. I'm going to need to build like a pen or something for the animals if they keep this up. Alright, back to the haulers, because one dumb dog should not make me lose focus on my ruins looting group. Yeah, he's not blinking anymore, which means he's out of danger, out of trouble. Don't worry, I'll be scolding him nicely. There's some ruins up this way. Probably at the base of this mountain, it looks like, from the topographical map. There we go, it finally loaded in. Okay, I am still getting attacked. It's probably... Oh, it's more cannibals. Good hit. Okay, I need to pay attention to this fight for sure. Some more, oh, this is another cannibal war leader. So what Ron needs to do is to, at the moment I'm going to have him ditch his backpack so he's not encumbered whatsoever. Allow him to fight more effectively. And I think, oh, Queen was about to get swung on, so Queen's going to come out. She's not too far. Oh, you know, she doesn't have ammo. So she'll go over to Silvershade and Green and snag some bolts from them. And she'll just work on... Whoa, not into the water. My fair Queen. She'll work on the ones that are income swimming. Try to keep the ones that make landfall to a minimum. While it's paused, I'm going to quickly swap back over to the ruins. I need to make sure this is not a ruins infested with... Okay, so there's some a beak thing there. I need to make sure it's ruins that's not infested with something dangerous. So soon, I'm going to park him here. As soon as Hella's Haulers gets red pinged, I will pay attention to them again. I just can't manage 2 fights at once all that effectively. I mean, I can, but it's hard for the game. It's sort of encumbering memory-wise to jump back between zones. Alright, so Thorns and Cookie just put down one of these cannibals. If you pick someone up, when you put them back down, they're unconscious for like a second or two. This is to prevent, or this is to allow you to sort of switch who's carrying whom. Mighty Canhead is still deep into a in his coma, so he is not not likely to be regaining consciousness anytime soon. So Ron here is going to make a bed and hop in it and heal, because there's not much for him to do while the other cannibals are waterbound. And as you can see, my firing line is working just nicely here, as I somewhat suspected. Once I build the bridge, I really need to be in a position where I can easily dispatch the average cannibal raid. So I really ought not to invest in a bridge before then, because it would be detrimental to my health. Alright, so Cookie, I'm gonna have you get patched up by Silvershade. And Thorns, you too. So one of these little idiots out here is their war leader. Or they were. I don't think they're coming anymore. Queens is queued to always use the research bench when she has no other tasks, so she's going to automatically head over there now. Silvershade and... Oh, someone just regained consciousness. Oh, it's one of the ones next to Queen. Queen is not amused. I suppose it's good melee practice for green and silver. Wow, green just got a lot of shots in. A lot of hits on that cannibal. That cannibal's meds need to be taken away because he patched himself up. So Cookie just annihilated him. Cookie, you're doing a good job. Granted, you didn't do the majority of the hits, but you did the last one. That counts for something. Cannibal raid against my outpost has ended. That's a good sign. That means, well, essentially we're done. Let's see. What else can I do? Map. AI. Shoot first, ask questions later. No, we don't need to do that. We don't need to be xenophobic like those southern hivers. There's a reason we're different. Now, it says the raid has ended, but that doesn't mean the raiders are gone. That just means that the formal raid is over. Alright, so Mr. Thorns, you're going to be put on hold. Silvershade, what are you doing? You're medicing? Whom? Who needs it? Cookie needs it. Oh, Cookie's leg got shredded a little bit. Alright, Hella. Time to pay attention to you. So this is a ruin with a locked door. It is a lost library ruin. In layman's terms, I will not be entering. That would be a bad idea. Lost libraries often are empty, but they don't always are. They're not always empty. Plus, because of my lack of lockpicking skills, there's no way I can get through the door. The minimum to lockpick is 5%. So even if I wanted in there, I think I would need to bring Queen. It's a nice place. It's somewhere to... Okay, I'll borrow. You gotta follow. It's somewhere to go eventually, but not quite yet. Actually, a lot of lost libraries don't have enemies in it. It's the armories that do. What I really need is a crematorium. These cannibals are gonna stack up and fast. And a prison. You could just... I don't want to become a slaver. Oh, you're playing dead, aren't you? Let's see if Thorns plays at limb. Thorns almost walked into spiders when I had him off of hold. So I'm going to leave him on hold. Queen has nothing left to do. She has researched all that there is to research. So that bit's good, I guess. I don't want to forget that I have a wooden backpack down here, so let me go grab that. Now, at the moment, I need research books to make my first farm. All I know how to make or grow initially... Oh boy, this is a long swim. I might manage these guys to not swim so bad, because it will take them years to get there. There is swarms of beak things to keep an eye open for, though. Those big things are... Oh, they're about to rip up 3 Garu. I don't know the... Oh, and then that pissed off the Leviathan having a rather large group near him, and he just stomped them all out. Like, all of the gutters, all the big things in like one stomp, just boom, they're all dead or dying. Wow. Just the extraordinary power of such an animal. It's like a war elephant on steroids. Alright, so those are the swamped ruins that I want to get to. I think there are other ruins around here, but I don't want to refer to the Kenshi map necessarily. But I did see some on the way up that were not waterlogged and easier to get to. In fact, maybe not that corner. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't loot the big things, I'm after more impressive stuff. Okay, so I have a group of beaks chasing me, but I just walked them straight into a pack of Garu. Once I have more trader backpacks or have a backpack for my bone dog, I can do more beak thing looting, but I know what to expect from them. They have some leather and some meat. I'm not saying I couldn't afford or I couldn't benefit from looting leather and meat, but at the moment, my real bottleneck is research books, and that's what I'm after as a result. So here we are. I'm exactly where I meant to be. This outpost that I remembered it being here. And there's going to be a lot of research books here. And potentially not a whole lot of enemies. This door is a armory, so as long as I leave that door closed, I should be good. There's also stuff like skeleton eyes and fabrics and all sorts of building materials. These skeleton eyes are not... They're worth a lot more than anything else. Skeletal muscles help you make robotics. Building materials are obviously very useful early on, as is iron plates. But I'm really, honestly, after fabrics and books and building materials, because they will allow me to bank bedding and research better stuff. So this isn't a run right now about money so much as it is about advancing the technology of the Hive. And this is exactly what the tech hunters do. They come to ruins and scavenge it for technology. And I'm holding left alt, if you're wondering, to highlight all the items. So I think those are all the books. So I have 7 books. So let's go ahead and fill up their inventories. I think building materials are in... Oh, that's a tech hunter, I hope. Building materials, fabrics, and iron plates are my current wish list. All these things would be really easy to obtain from a... more tech hunters. From a store. Especially if I could get a animal backpack for one of my haulers. You can pick that up. Alright, pillar. Now some of this stuff is just fluff items. So, let me see if I can't spot a fluff. Like, power cores aren't really used for anything. You just sell them, as far as I'm concerned. I might be wrong, but I don't think they have use. And there's a lot of little items like that, like the grind machine doesn't really have a use either. I'm not even certain skeleton eyes have uses. I think they're just, you know. Some of it is sort of fluff items, like the motor isn't, but because I literally have no use for a motor at the moment, it more or less acts as a fluff item. Alright, at this point, I've picked up most of the building materials. I might have missed... Oh, I missed this one. But I could also go after iron plates, as that allows you to build storage and good stuff like that. Steel bars would be good too, and there's a few of them here. In fact, Oboro, you can fit one in your inventory. This really makes the case for having backpacks. The more backpacks you can, that you have on you, obviously, the more loot you can come away with. And the backpacks lighten the load, so you can carry more as well. Okay, we're just about topped up. Hella is still slowest at 15. If I find cannibals on my way home, I'm just going to drop the loot and run. The cannibals are not likely to loot me or anything. They're not going to take my stuff. They want to eat me. They don't care about anything else. I'm going to keep it paused for just a moment, quickly check back, or keep it moving on slow. So Ron's fully healed. Cookie, it's your turn. So before I get into bed, what I need to do is have Cookie drop Canhead. Because if I just told Cookie to get into bed, she wouldn't drop Canhead. She would, she'd put Canhead into bed. So I'm having her hand him to Ron while she sleeps and rests up. It's important that you have everyone relatively well rested, because you never know when your next attack is around the corner. As you can see, there's still some red dots here. That this cannibal, for instance, is still playing dead, but he's about to lose a leg from playing dead for too long. And then the dead ones are pretty clear because you'll have corpse flies. I have a mod currently that disables corpse flies, so we don't have to listen to them buzz, because it gets to be quite a nuisance if you have to listen to buzzing for basically ever. Okay, Hella's Haulers is flashing. That means they're in danger. They're being chased probably by beaks. Yep. Yep, there's two beaks there. Alright, the closest place I might get some safety. It would have been helpful had I been watching them the whole time. Is obviously down the mountain. Up the mountain, I mean, there's probably a beak nest up that way. Oh, it's actually right here. Where's this beak nest? I'm sitting on top of it. So there's a beak nest right around here. I don't see the eggs popping up. Oh, no, there they are. All those beak thing eggs. They sell for an incredible amount. But I'm more concerned with the mortal danger that I'm in. So what I'm going to do is have... I'm going to have to come back for this stuff, but I'm going to have Hella dump everything that keeps him or her, I think I'll just call her, slow. And hope that I can find a pack of wild Garu or something like that. Big things are easy to juke because they have long windups. So let me see. I am southwest of the armory. And there are plenty of Garu down below. The beaks are actually fighting. Oh, nah, they won, though. I was going to say they're fighting some Garu over there. But that's not going to be of much help to me because the Garu died. Oh, there's some closer over here. Alright, I basically lured this stupid beak right into the heart of danger. I think what I'm going to do is make sure to loot little meat from the beak thing to... As soon as you loot one item from the beak thing, even if you, like, hand it back afterwards to the corpse, although that seems strange, it dies. You've killed it off. Alright, so who is the fastest now? It would be Pillar, probably? Yep. Pillar, I have a terrible, terrible task for you. You have to lure this other beak thing away from the loot that we had to ditch. So as you can see, the long wind-up of the beak thing on the attack here, let me zoom in, makes it so that it can outrun me, but then as soon as it wants to attack me, it can't really effectively hit me without me outpacing it. So the only times that beak things are really dangerous is if you're very slow. And the beak thing can land their hits, their big wind-up hits. Running this near a Leviathan is dangerous, because Pillar runs the same risk of getting stomped. But there we go. Oh, yeah, there's another beak thing. So Hela is trying to get back to her stuff. Although it's a Hive Prince, so probably, his stuff. Although the patron Hela's named after, I believe, is not a prince. Wow, that beak thing has withstood... Oh, because it just keeps getting smashed in different places. So what I'm trying to do is lure this beak thing away from Hela so Hela can reclaim this loot here. Can't pick that up because it's arranged wrong. Yes. Where'd that beaker go? It shows that Pillar was engaged in combat. Come on, you can pick this up. Oh, this was someone else's burden to bear. It was Oboro's. My bad. I might not be able to get everything. And Pillar, yep. Now I'd like to stand roughly where I see a lot of the Garu traversing. It's nice to have Garu back up. So Burrow's going to try to sneak back, grab the rest of the bounty. I do have a... Oh, no, the big tail not really following me. And I would say my first Hela's Haulers run is, has gone okay. And this, all the research books are the really big haul. They are pretty purchasable, so I could always head to a UC city. Especially when I'm handing in Kenhead, because that's a $20,000 worth of stuff to pick up. Head to a UC city, turn them in, and buy a lot of books, and that should really quickly advance our hive into prominence, or at least out of obscurity. All right, so I found yet another ruin. It's right here, and there's more books. Let's quick detour, and that will be the last thing I do because I'm just about out of time. And we'll have to pick this over more later because there is more stuff there. So all of these ruins still have a considerable amount of loot left in them. The armory and the library have doors that once opened will also supply us full of stuff. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, questions of any type, drop me a line. If you want to watch me play live and you're watching this right around the time it aired, I'm actually streaming on Twitch right now. Rhadamant 5186 on Twitch. You can find the link there on my website, or really any of the links in the description of this video. Thank you all so very much for watching. Thanks for all your support. I'm so glad that you came out to watch me play, and I'll catch you all later. Adios.